receiving a boost with doubling of the plan allocation in 2010-11. In addition, the Rajiv Gandhi Gramin Vidyutikaran Yojana will further add to the rural electrification. The target is to complete the additional 78,000 megawatts during the 11th plan period, and I hope we are on the right track of achieving it. On financing, I am happy to announce that the IIFCL will more than double its disbursements by March 2011 to rupees 20,000 crores. Already, it has sanctioned 95 projects worth rupees 1,68,026 crores, of which more than half are in the power sector. I believe these steps will add to the overall investment climate for industry as the projects take off, substantially adding to the growth prospects of the economy. Second key area, and I would like to flag it, is the increased incentives given for research and development. Large number of multinationals are already present in India and are availing of the rich talent pool and science and engineering skills. I urge the Indian companies to take advantage of the new incentives and become more proactive in filing for patents. Weighted deductions have been raised for scientific research and development and also research in social science and statistical research. This should aid India's participation in the knowledge economy and will pave the way for greater innovation and creativity to emerge from Indian industry. I am aware that CII has long been a proponent of greater research and development by Indian companies and has done much to assist its members in spreading innovation in manufacturing. I am sure this initiative and endeavor will receive greater attention in future too. The third area that I have laid to consolidate the stress on a deliberate manner in the renewable energy. India cannot dissociate itself from the coming environmental and climate change, and we need to leapfrog accepted models of economic development. Several steps have been taken to encourage a shift in patterns. Plan outlay in the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy has been increased. National Clean Energy Fund is being set up for research in the area. Sales on coal has been added for the purpose. Duty concessions have been made for encouraging use of solar and wind power, as well as excise remissions on electric vehicle inputs. I am particularly happy with Solexo, a rickshaw that will ease the burden of rickshaw pullers while at the same time not adding to carbon emissions. In this area, I know that CII has been taking the lead in propagating the green building movement. And your Centers for Excellence for Energy and Sustainable Development are doing stellar work in disseminating awareness about cost reductions to be had from the energy efficiency and lowering dependence on the traditional fuels. I am confident that we will continue to lead initiatives in this area. A major concern during the second half of 2009-10 has been the emergence of double-digit food inflation. There was a momentum in the food prices which was accentuated by the erratic monsoons and the drought-like situation in large parts of the country. Government is taking necessary steps in consultation with the state chief ministers to bring down the inflation in the next few months and to ensure better management of food security in the country. Transparency and accountability are being promoted through the Financial Sector Legislative Reforms Committee, the extension of the UID project, and an independent evaluation office for flagship programs. A Financial Stability and Development Council will also be established. We are aware that the Indian industry still faces a number of additional costs due to delays and procedures as well as back of infrastructures. We are addressing the bottlenecks. It is the policy to be an enabler on part of the government to be enabler and facilitator of economic growth and development and of individual enterprise and creativity. For us, economic growth has to be an instrument for development and not an end in itself. It has to be not only inclusive but also equitable so as to sustain over a longer period of time. It is my earnest hope that Indian entrepreneurs and the industry will continue effectively in this journey, and here I assure you I will be with you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for the patience you have shown us.
Sir, thank you very much, and particularly for acknowledging the work that we have been doing in manufacturing, in green environments, in our factories, and energy saving. There are a few questions, sir. You're kind enough to take another
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Thank you, sir. So there are about Ashok Suta. May I request Ashok?
Sir, I'd like to add my own appreciation to the chorus of appreciation you've received. And specifically, I would congratulate you on removing the anomaly on the SEZ scheme implementation vis-a-vis Section 10AA. There are a few things I'd like to say on behalf of the IT industry, which I'm a part of. First, sir, this year you have chosen to, ignore the extension of the STPI scheme. And I know you stated also that you feel that maybe its time was due to phase it out. But there is still one more year to go, and I do hope you'll give it some consideration this year. Because the fact is it is discriminatory to have two schemes in the same part of the industry, because the larger players will be able to avail of the SEZ, where it will discriminate against the small and medium. So the second thing I'd like to highlight is that I think there was a case for reduction of the MAT, and whereas it has been increased to 18%, I do hope that in any reconsideration that you're doing, that the current rate of about 15% would be maintained. Thank you. These are the 2 points I just wanted to make.
Janmjaya?
Sir, you made some significant announcements in the financial sector, and I was wondering whether you had made up your mind on the formulations that are to follow. So do you have any thoughts about who might chair the Stability Council and where that secretariat will be housed? Secondly, do you believe that industrial houses will be allowed to convert their NBFCs into banks? And finally, who do you think might chair the body that will reframe all the financial sector laws? Thank you, sir.
Malvinder?
So, indeed, I think it is extremely heartening to hear you at the budget day focusing on the growth, on the fiscal discipline, and also on inclusive growth. So the question that I really have is, rather than asking you what you've not done or what's pending, is really what is your expectation of 2 or 3 key items you'd want us in Indian industry to do during this year?
Thank you. Subodh?
Thank you, Mr. President. Sir, you made a mention of food inflation, and in your budget speech, you also indicated that in future, the post-harvesting infrastructure, for which you have announced some incentives also, would take care of some of the wastages being eliminated or minimized, and hopefully it will improve the position, and also by improving productivity and technology in the farming sector. But sir, the press reports, if they are to be believed,